There was some plays, though, that we need to talk about.
Hell yeah.
And that is what this relationship with NFL Films is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go through some magical moments from the weekend that I seen. Let's dive right on in. We got a chance up close and personal to see the greatest of all time operate. And when I say greatest of all time operate, I mean one person alone. This man just took an 11-day hiatus to the Bahamas, maybe because of family issue. Now, he came out and said, I'm 45, man. There's a lot of shit going on in a super negative fashion. So who knows what the 11-day vacation was about? We assume he agreed to something when he was retired. Then when he came back, it was a stipulation on whether or not he could return. The family probably told him is that. I want to let everybody know we're up close and personal. Motherfucker didn't lose a step, an inch, or an ounce of velocity on his football.
Nope.
He looked unbelievable, AJ Hawk. So calm. So cool, slicing, dicing, a lot of Colts starters. Shaquille Leonard wasn't out there. DeForest Buckner was. There was a lot of people. Stephon Gilmore was out there. Kenny Moore was out there, and they looked good. Now, the Colts, obviously, when it got important, were able to stop Cameron Bray here and force a field goal. But there wasn't a single second where we thought Tom Brady wasn't all the way back, AJ. He looked amazing. And then in his post-game press conference, he's fucking miserable. What are your thoughts, AJ Hawk?
Well, I mean, I was curious to see what he looked like in person. Like, watching the game, like, this dude looks great. There's no rust at all, it seems like. And he's getting rid of the ball super quick. He doesn't want – I'm sure his coach has said, absolutely do not take any shots for sure. But
yes,
converting a 4th and 3, too, on his first drive was a big deal, too.
Yeah, they went for it, thought he was going to punt. They did not. Go back to that front on. Look how quickly he gets this fucking ball out. Whenever you talk about, like, a quarterback on his back step, no hitch, I mean, that ball was out very quick. And from seeing from where we sit, we get a chance to, like, really see how the quarterback is seeing things. He's throwing to spots. He looked comfortable. He looked confident. And anybody that had any questions about 11 days maybe being a problem in the middle of training camp, it was not.
Nope.
Are they going to be able to protect him? We shall see. I think they had an injury during the game to an offensive lineman. All eyes will be on that. This is 26 yards down the field. He threw it from the far hash. So you can assume that's like a 55-yard ball he just threw, stepping in right on the fucking numbers from the far hash. He throws this from 49, 50, far hash. The field is 53 1/3 across, so at least 26 yards across to the middle. Then it's 26 yards down the field. You start doing the A squared plus B squared equals C squared. It's like a 55-yard fucking throw on the numbers, no problem. How you doing? Keep it moving. He was very impressive and all the way back.
And look at that blocket. That's a good looking block.
This is what he looked like. Okay, thank you, Foxy. This is literally what he looked like the whole time. He would take the snap, not move much, throw the ball, then he's just walking casually right down the field. I don't think he got, like, outside of a walking pace once while he's on the field. Even during a timeout, he, like, walked over to the sideline, walked back, just looked so calm, so cool, so collected. And I literally, while I was watching, I'm like, this fucking guy could play till he's 60. He doesn't move.
Seriously.
And he fucking just slices and dices, AJ.
Yeah, and his arm still is very live, as you talked about in that throw from the opposite hash. But that's exactly what I want. Like, if you're watching a team, no matter what level it is, it's always cool to see when a quarterback is just in complete control, not panicking, tons of confidence, knows exactly what he wants to do. And that's what I feel like every time you turn on a game, or like you guys, you go in person, you see Tom Brady, like, yeah, that's what it looks like, I guess. That's what the top looks like.
Matt Ryan looked good as well,
Yeah.
but I think just the 11-day vacation, no BA, so new offensive system with Leftwich, them kind of running it, looked very comfortable. That was obviously awesome to see. Then this happened, and this might change a goddamn rule forever. TJ Watt just 1 week removed from Calvin Thibodeau getting the similar type of injury. TJ Hawkinson coming across, a little bit of a cut, obviously. TJ was able to keep his feet moving. This happened in the second quarter of a preseason game. A lot of people wondering why the defensive MVP was even on the field. Seemed to have his feet up as opposed to locked in, but it looked nasty, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, it did. I mean, the thing is, if they take this, if you're not allowed to do like block like this anymore after this season, I promise you there's no tight ends, fullbacks, H-backs anywhere that are going to be upset with you on offense. Now, some offensive coaches will be upset with you, but the person throwing the block and the person that has to try to get underneath and spill that block, they're going to be very happy.
Chuck Pagano talks about how they talk about it every single year. I'd assume whatever Hawkinson was saying to TJ after this particular play was going in one Watt ear, out the other Watt ear. He wasn't having it. They tried to make up here at the end. I'm sorry about it. Get the fuck off of me. Okay, I'm getting out of here. He didn't play after that. I guess he played a little bit after that. Then he was on the sideline. Tomlin said he's all good. So that's a big deal. There were some runs from Malik Willis that made us continue to believe that this guy, although he played in a tiny, tiny school against tiny, tiny competitors, his athleticism is going to be able to ring true. This is in the second quarter of a third preseason game, so take that as you will against the Arizona Cardinals. We don't know who he's playing against, but I do know he's pulling away from a lot of folks wearing NFL jerseys when we weren't sure if that was going to be the case whenever he was coming into the NFL. He slid to the third round when everybody was saying he was going to be a first rounder. I don't know what the future looks like in Tennessee, but this guy's electrifying to watch play during this preseason, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, he is. And like what who did we have on earlier from the Titans when he said like we haven't seen the low lights and he talked about his accuracy and how he throws, but all we're seeing, I guess nationally, we're not there every single day, is some of these very, very athletic things. So if this guy can put it together and get some accuracy, they got a good one.
Got some sidearm throws in there as well. Yeah. Some sidearm throws that look good. Everybody goes, "Oh, he's next Patrick Mahomes." They say next Patrick Mahomes. Is this next Aaron Rodgers? I mean, what is this? Seems to be a highlight machine, but once again, we're not seeing all the lowlights. I guess he is a rookie quarterback. He just obviously three-quartered that thing like Rich Gannon around a blitzer and scores another tud. He has done a lot of great things. I'm happy for Malik. Allegedly, there's no chance of him playing this year. We'll see him in 2023. Hell of a run during preseason, Malik. I enjoyed watching that. Tyree Kill is still Tyree Kill. You can put him in South Beach. You can put him in Kansas City. What? You can put him in fucking Antarctica.
What?
Well, I don't know.
He is still going to be able to outrun everybody. Look at the fucking first quarter, 15 minutes left. This is actual first play of game. Tyree, go ahead. Sprint past three of their deepest guys who were told, don't let Tyree Kill get behind you. And that's exactly what Tyree Kill did first play of the game. A lot of people saying Tua underthrew him, couldn't keep up with him. That looks very similar to the Wasp play in the Super Bowl where Tyreek had to go over to his left and make a diving catch. I think we're going to see a lot of this, especially because McDaniel knows what the fuck he has. Waddle knows what the fuck he has. And Tua is ready to go. I don't know if those are dogs on the back end for the Philadelphia Eagles, but I do know that motherfucker is an actual human cheetah. AJ, this guy is awesome to watch.
Yeah, he is. Well, first, why was he in the game? We just wanted to see him do this. We felt better going into the season if we knew we could connect on one deep ball in a game.
I think McDaniel is trying to get as many reps as possible for Tua and Tyreek and Waddle. It's a new offense. It's new pieces. It's a new culture, a new year. I think he just wanted to get a little bit more reps, even though they had joint practices together. Tua looks very comfortable, very confident, and him throwing a deep ball to Tyreek immediately is one big hi-ya to everybody from McDaniel, I believe, AJ.
Yeah, you know what makes, I think, Tyreek so special? Obviously how the guy moves, but usually if you have a burner, say a guy's like a 4-2 guy and he plays X or he's a receiver, he's usually not a quick dude, but you know, hey, someone's got to be over the top. We got to watch this dude at all times. Tyreek is that guy, but he's also the quickest guy in the field too. So they can motion him, they can put him in the slot, they can run reverses, they can do whatever it is. He has that crazy like side to side, in and out of breaks, but he has a straight line speed too. Like you don't usually see it all in one package.
Yeah, normally you're either quick or you're fast. Fast is the people that we all know, straight ahead, long speed, how you doing, keep it moving. They are going to open up and they are going to blow by everybody. Quickness is, hey, I can get out of a phone booth. Tyreek has done both of them and showcased it every single time. That's why we were all confused why Chiefs let him go.
Yeah.
I think we were all very confused. He got a lot of money, but still, he's fucking Tyree Kill. He's one of one. Will Miami be able to capitalize on that and really go on a go this year?
Definitely. With their defense.
So what does that mean?
Their defense has been their strength.
What does that mean for you guys?
How many wins?
I don't know, because like when we were just talking with Tennessee, it's like the AFC is so tough. Like, what's going to be the one seed, you think? 11 wins, 12 wins?
I'm talking about the AFC East, though. If Miami was to go, that would mean that this next team would not be in a fantastic spot. Mac Jones against the Las Vegas Raiders threw one of the worst passes we've ever seen Mac Jones throw. Remember, not too long ago, Mac Jones was on this field in the Pro Bowl, winning everybody over.
Yeah.
Now we're in preseason, and boom, 6 guys threw it into a fucking defensive meeting right there. That is not what we've seen Mac Jones do at all. The alarms and the sirens about how bad this offense is going to be. None of us thought it would be on Mac Jones' decision making. He clearly didn't see the guy that was undercutting it, but there was still a lot of Raiders around one particular Patriot. Is this a bad offensive play? Is this a bad offensive scheme? Are they dead? Or is Mac Jones just making one mistake in preseason and we're all over it, AJ Hawk?
I mean, I think we may be overreacting a little bit, but this just goes to the rest of the Patriots stuff that's been going on all through camp. Like we've been hearing, hey, the offense doesn't look great. They haven't been able to protect Mac. They've stumbled out of the huddle. They really can't figure things out. And then this happens in the last preseason game. Yeah, people will be worried.
So I guess post down here, is this guy open?
Devontae Parker, I think there's a safety right at the bottom of the screen. You can kind of see the top of his helmet.
A lot of dudes with their eyes on the quarterback, though, right?
Everybody's got eyes on quarterback because he had to scramble a little bit and move the pocket. So 6 guys basically within the vision of old buddy that he's trying to target.
Kendrick Bourne.
The undercut is a problem there. But once again, is it Mac or is it the concept?
Yeah.
Is this Matt Patricia rolling out his favorite play right here in the first quarter? That's what questions will continue to be asked.
And there's also stats about the run game, like the run game that they're trying to do with the zones versus like the traditional runs they've done. They had like a holding penalty and a 4-yard loss versus some
AQ told us. Remember, Con? Didn't AQ say like that's a big deal going to that like? It's a different way to block, different footwork, everything about it. You can't just pick it up overnight as a group, as an offensive line.
I think what AQ is trying to say is that thing's like a potato sack race. That type of blocking scheme.
Yes.
Everybody's got to be like foot in foot almost, as opposed to handling. Normally, when there's a double, okay, guys have to be on the same page. You see guys practice that. But I think when people are moving like this, guys have to be on the exact same page as well. It's almost like a bicycle gear where people have to kind of get in with each other to be able to move. So if they're able to figure that out, Bill Belichick said, we'll see around weeks 4 to 6 who are teams and who aren't teams. Preseason, okay, 4 to 6 is when he thinks he's going to buy in. So I think he's giving himself that bubble, that amount of leeway. Like, hey, we might look ugly here. We might not look great for a bit, but as long as we figure it out and keep figuring it out, we're going to be okay. I still believe in Bill Belichick. I still believe in Mac Jones. But whenever that type of pick pops up on the screen, it's hard not to go, oh, they're fucking dead up there.
Yeah, very hard not to. And I think the 4 to 6 week thing we saw last year, too, because they were terrible at the start of the year. There was a chance we were never going to talk about the Patriots again, and then they won 7 straight.
I saw a fucking unit wearing a unit's number bomb a football at Mile High for the Minnesota Vikings that made me so goddamn excited. This dude is out of Tulane. I think I called maybe his first punt in college when he hit like a 90-yarder at Tulane while I saw it explode off his foot. This is a 70-yarder downed at the 1. How you doing? Keep it moving. Wearing the number 66. Big man, 6'3", 245. Up top, shoulder bump. Let me murder a football in Minnesota. He has won the punting competition. Jordan Berry has been released. This is going to be the Vikings punter. I don't even know if you're allowed to wear the number 66. I'm fucking happy he does, though, AJ.
I sure hope he keeps it because this definitely separates him from the rest of the punters. But is there any kind of weird drop or different way you could hold the ball when you drop it to hopefully get this bounce backwards at the end?
No. It's a lot of luck, but if you hit it super clean.
I thought there might be something that gives you a little better chance for it to die.
There is. So like the end over end punt that the Aussies have brought into the NFL a long time ago, Darren.
Why don't you punt the tip?
Darren. What's his name? I'm a fucking bad guy. Oh my God.
Is he a punter?
For the Chargers. Darren, we saw him at Radio Row.
Darren Bennett.
Darren Bennett. Fuck. I am so sorry, Darren. I don't know if you're watching this, lad. I don't mean to be a cunt, but he was one of the first, I think, that came over and really changed the game for the whole thing. Then Sav Roca came for Philadelphia. Then now it's kind of become a thing. So whenever you hit a ball like this, end over end, it's kind of Aussie style here. This is how they like pass it to each other. You see a lot of guys doing this in pooch areas. Allegedly, that gives you a better opportunity for it to hit and bounce back. But I don't think guys can completely control it. I think you can get to like 70% control. The other 30% is you're going to have to get lucky in there. There's a way to hit it a little bit slower. There's guys that hit it sideways. Saw Johnny Hecker do that, and numerous other guys. That gives you a better opportunity for it to maybe turn sideways. But this ball's oblong and has its own fucking rules, And if you hit a tight spiral, there's a chance that it hits and checks up, which it can do if you hit it tight. But there's also a chance that thing hits just an eighth of an inch on the other side and it fucking gone. Yeah. So there's a lot of luck that goes into it, but I think if you live right, those bounces tend to come your way a little bit more.
It's like, and you also have to know the surface you're punting on. I would imagine like field turf, trying to get one to stop there compared to Chicago Bears, where the grass is 9 inches long and sloppy a lot of times. Like that's a little easier, right, to get a ball to die.
Yes, grass is great. We played against the Chicago Bears one year, the first game of the season, and their field is shit. And as you're trying to hit pooch balls, as opposed to trying to catch it at 10, fair catch, you're like much more likely to attack. Like, I'm going to go for the green here. I'm going for the 5. I'm going for the 4 because hopefully it'll kill it a little bit more. But you're right. Yeah, you got to read into all of that shit. I started using the Aussie kick for every punt to my left, even in the open field, because Sam Cooke started doing it and then a couple others started doing it, and I saw they were getting great success. And every time I would punt to the left, I'd drop that fucking thing inside and it'd go 35 yards. I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. So I just started hitting this end-over-end ball to the left. Changed my entire life, changed my entire career. Probably blew out my knee because how hard you got to swing at it to go 47, 48 yards, cross your body all the way to the other side. But yeah, the Aussies have helped out the kicking game for real. And I think that right kid, that's a high drop. Now, you go back to that ball, he's got a little bit of a high drop, and that ball's moving while he's doing it. So I assume that'll evolve. But he's got a fucking massive leg.
Dang, that is a high drop, and that ball is moving. You're right.
Yeah, that's a high ball and a drop, which I probably said it is Tulane game too. Like, hey, that's a high drop. That's a lot of movement for the ball. But if he's going to continue to hit at 71 yards, who gives a fuck? And if he's going to wear the number 66, I ain't telling him about it. Go ahead.
Well, and you talk about it with like the Bills and stuff like that. It's the same deal in the NFC. You know, you go play in Green Bay in January or Chicago in January, like that ball's, the wind is howling.
It's going to kill you, yeah. So that's why Brett Kern would be the perfect signing for the Buffalo Bills. By the way, he's from there. And also, he is full robot. I mean, he actually does this like shoulder set.
You mean he's consistent?
Yes. I tried to watch him. I tried to take some shit from him because of how fucking consistent he is. And he does like this little shoulder set whenever he catches it. And it's like he flips on a switch. Oh, I'm a fucking robot. And then it goes just perfect every single fucking time. He would be the perfect guy for the Buffalo weather. He's from there. He's unbelievable. But if the Colts also want to say, hey, Brett, come on, we got, probably 4 home games a year we'll have Dome.
Yeah.
You won't have to worry about anything. And we're going to go on a run. And you get to fucking beat the Titans, huh? We'll let you throw a couple fakes in there.
Yeah.
We'll let you do your thing. But I like Matt Hawk. So there's an interesting little punter world happening right now. And the Bills have nobody except for Matt Barkley bombing 50-some yarders off his right foot.
Dan Hawk had a couple good punts.
Great.
For Indy this weekend. Yeah.
Hey, Matt Hawk had this one right here. It was a 58-yarder, 57-yarder right on the sideline from the opposite hash. As soon as I saw this, I said, oh, okay, we got a fucking guy. Now, he's also moving the ball a little bit too much, which might be his consistency things that have happened over the career.
What a great punt. Right on the sideline. Are you kidding me? It carries the dude out of bounds. This guy's the best.
On the paint, AJ. On the fucking paint.
Oh, every time we need this.
Yes, I concur. If you do that every single time, you're going to make a lot of money and you're going to be in the Pro Bowl and everything. He has not done that with Miami and in Buffalo. Let's see if the Colts are the home for him. I saw everybody on the internet go, in a dome you can do that. Roof was open, window was open.
That's right.
Okay. So I understand what you're saying, and I get that the RCA Dome was a dome here in Indianapolis, but more often than not, Jim Irsay's like, hey, where's that button at? Boom. Let's open the roof. Everybody can see what they paid for here and how beautiful of a stadium it is. I hope Matt Hawk works out, but if he doesn't and he ends up going back to Buffalo because they already had him on the team, and we get Brett Kern, all good, all gravy, baby. Also happy that I don't even have to act and fake like I want to go back and kick in the NFL. You know what I mean? I'm very happy about that. People are making my decision for me. I was watching Matt Hawk, because I got a chance to work out with him. Freak athlete. Like former wide receiver in Iowa. I think he was all-state wide receiver in Iowa.
Yeah.
Not that Iowa's like,
the conference he was in, he went to one of the biggest schools in the state. They play against some good competition. Guys that, go to high D1, play in the NFL.
Great athlete, super cool dude, and could bomb balls. So when I was working out with him, I actually said, like, how come this guy isn't like fucking all-pro, Pro Bowl all the time? I actually said that to him. It's like, I feel like you should be a guy. What the fuck happens? So I think there's been a couple different situations where maybe his drop goes inside or maybe he moves it and he doesn't hit a good ball and it's windy in Miami and it's windy in Buffalo. Yeah. And then like one thing leads to another. So I hope he finds a home and I'm very happy for him. But watching him warm up and hitting games, I was like, my God, I don't have to blow my fucking knee out.
Thank you.
I was pretty pumped up about it. There's more that we got a chance to obviously see in chat. We'll skip the Drew Lock interception. All right, he doesn't deserve us to watch it. He already lost the starting job.
Right.
But that was just classic, like quarterbacks, as you get older, you know exactly what the defense is going to do. That was obviously some sort of zone that he had no clue about. Corner literally just sits on a route. He has no idea they're there. He's played quarterback for 4 years now in the NFL. Those are the things that you would hope. You know what I mean, AJ? Right?
He's seen DBs do that before.
That's what I'm saying. So even though it's preseason football, I think that's what like Pete Carroll and others look at, and he's like, oh, he doesn't even know that that's happening. But we saw Joe Flacco do something similar. Mac Jones has done something similar. So these mistakes do happen. We don't need to hammer it home. But we think Drew Lock, this particular pick, was when Pete Carroll said, fucking Gino.
Give me Jimmy.
Can't fucking do it. Can't do it. Pickett and Mitch Trubisky for the Pittsburgh Steelers, slinging the rock. Look at this back shoulder from Kenny Pickett. Now, a lot of people on the internet say, he underthrew this ball. This motherfucker knew exactly where he was going with this. Back shoulder, Deontay Johnson. What a seed. Look at the eyes. You could see him behind almost.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh!
It's perfect.
He's
Great
a player.
catch, too.
Yeah, it is a great catch. 2 gloves.
Look at the time, too.
No problem.
1 ball. No problem. You love this guy, Diggs?
Love him. Like it was a throw last week. It was this throw. Like his accuracy has been spot on, and that's all I care about in an NFL quarterback is fucking where are you putting it exactly where you want to put it.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin went on to say, we're looking for proper professional precision when it comes to the accuracy department of quarterback. I don't know if he actually said that. Sounds like a Tomlin sentence, but he's only had like 4 incompletions that weren't drops this preseason. Kenny Pickett, that's pretty solid. Mitchell Trubisky, though, also having a preseason to be remembered. Now, when he's out there, all the Yinzers are chanting, Kenny, Kenny. But Mitch is dropping it in the trash bag down the left sideline numerous times. Little Pickens running a little rub route here because he's going. And Mitchell Trubisky with the safety over the top puts it in one spot alone. That's your starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers going into week 1. Tone, are you pumped up about it? And when will Yinzer stop chanting his backup's name?
Unfortunately, probably never because of Kenny being a first-round pick and because he was from Pitt. But this throw and then the throw down the seam to Freiermuth and the 2-minute drill, I feel pretty confident in Mitch going forward as long as he is the starter.
The last play that I think we need to take a look at, or plays that we need to take a look at, Baker Mayfield got out of Cleveland into Carolina. He's a starter. He looks good. I assume it's because he's healthy again. Yeah. He's getting a chance to prove himself again. But it feels like him and Carolina are going to be a great relationship. Moves the pocket, finds our guy Shy, I think, or Shy Smith, I think is his name, S-H-I. Look at Baker, reading the D, sliding right, over the linebacker, in front of the safety, tied. Baker Mayfield's about to be a guy in Carolina, AJ. How do you think the people in Cleveland are going to feel about this the first 12 weeks of the season?
Well, I don't think the people in Cleveland are going to love it if he does have continued success there, like what he has already done a little bit in the preseason. But I feel like Baker, at least when you see him, he seems lighter. He seems happy. He seems like, okay, this is cool. I feel good about my next opportunity. I have another opportunity to try to, I guess, revive his career coming off being banged up last year. So I think it's a good story. We'll see how good they are. I don't know.
There's another clip of him running and then a corner coming off a block and him lowering his shoulder in the corner and spinning him like a helicopter.
Yeah. Seen it.
No,
then kind of patting the guy's shoulder like, hey, man, hey, bud.
Hey, had to do it. And that guy, obviously off balance, got caught in a situation. But that type of shit, I'm sure everybody around Carolina is like, we got to fucking, hey.
Steve Smith was on the game, I believe, and he was loving his fire and the passion that Baker has.
And Steve Smith has said very positive things about Baker in the past.
Only positive things.
Yeah.
He's the
That's what I
best.
first started thinking when I heard him praising him.
All right, this guy a lot better than I fucking thought. You know,
shit.
When I was with Joe Thomas, it was very easy target. Love Steve Smith Sr., love everything he's about. Baker seems to be going, though.
Yeah, and if McCaffrey's healthy, like they can really lean on him more so than what it seemed like they were doing in Cleveland, because in Cleveland it obviously was, we got a hurt quarterback with a bad shoulder, let's throw it 65 times a game. And now in Carolina, he's healthy, and if they can hand the ball to Christian McCaffrey and McCaffrey gets down instead of doing a car crash every single play, then maybe they have a chance to have some success.
And Matt Rule maybe has a chance to continue to be a head coach in the NFL.
Yeah.